So we'll go to the next one. So why people join? So I would think that a lot of times people think that the outgoing people or the people that do all the stuff online, and yes, I have gotten business and recruits online. I have a YouTube channel. I write on my website my story. And I just was at lunch with some friends from my team, and the consultant was saying how she found her sponsor is she did a search for consultants near me, and she started calling the phone numbers on the website, and the girl that answered the phone is now her sponsor. Okay, so I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe in divine intervention. That's just who I am. However, if you don't have a story, if you don't have a phone number, they can't call you and they can't sign up with you. Okay, this girl has no external website. She just has her Scentsy website that she pays $10 a month for. So you don't have to be, all into social media or whatever, but you do have to put yourself out there authentically. If you do not have your story written, then go write your story. I have had, I don't know how many people have told me that they picked me as their sponsor because of my story. There is nothing special about my story, except it's my energy about how much I love the product. So for me, I go back to why people join. People join for all kinds of reasons, and we already touched on the whole money thing. I joined to get a discount. Why did I stay with it? For a blessing. How do I make myself motivated? Goals. And when I started, I wanted to go to leadership. And now my next goal is the annual mentor award. And then a long-term goal is superstar director. I do not have a whole lot of control to make people work their business, but I can keep sharing until people do decide they want to be in leadership and do want to promote. So in focusing on what I can do instead of what I cannot do, what I have control of, what I don't have control of. So when I talk to people about the business, I'm looking for people that I can relate with. What do you want to do? A free vacation every year? I've gone on every one of the incentive trips. I've earned them. Last year I didn't earn for my spouse, but the year before and this year I've earned for my spouse. So the trips are a big goal for me. The trips are a big one for me because, yes, I can afford to take a vacation with my family. But there's something about going free and knowing that I did that to make that happen, that I am such a recognition person. I was in corporate 15 years. What did I get? A bonus. Yay, that's great, more money. For some, that is very, very important, and I am very blessed. But that didn't do anything for me. The money didn't do it. I am on fire for Scentsy, and it has nothing to do about the money. Some people join for friendship. Some people are just lonely and just want to do something. What about the stay-at-home mom who's at home all day, and the husband comes and works late, and she just never gets to get out? What if she could just pay for a babysitter that one night a week or once a month, she could just go out with her friends? What would that do for her life? What would it be like to reconnect with your best friend? What would it be like to take a girls' trip? What would it be like for you and your husband to get away for a 2-night weekend stay, away from the kids? What would that be like? I've got a girl on my team that has never been on a trip with just her husband. They just never had the money, and they take camping trips with the kids. And so, things about what do you really, really value and what do they value? So don't just assume it's about the money. We beat that one to death too, right? I've said this several times today. We need to have a blessing mindset. And if you're having trouble with, getting into that generous spirit, or maybe you're restarting your business or struggling or something, I want you to take a second, because I'm going to get something and then let you write this down. I want you to quickly list the benefits, the gifts you've received from Scentsy. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Right now, on your piece of paper, on your breakout page, this is your first breakout, get your notes out, and write down the benefits you've received from Scentsy. Write. I'm going to call on you if you're not writing. Okay, so you guys should have a couple things on your list. First action item, tonight or tomorrow, or depending on when you're going to do it, your first action item that you're going to take away is to complete that list. And what I'd suggest, if you want to, is a gratitude journal, a I'm thankful list. I encourage you to do it daily. Okay, that's too much for some of you. Weekly. Write down something you're thankful for from Scentsy. Not just life, from Scentsy. Because the point is that when you meet somebody and you're connecting with them and they mention something, then here's this benefit gift that you've gotten, now you can match the whole thing up. And you'll see how it works when you start really focusing on the benefits and the values and all the things you've gotten from your Scentsy business. Okay, so that's one of your to-dos. Okay, so now we're going to talk about meeting people. It's really funny, Deborah and I were at Buc-ee's. If you guys see us on Facebook, we're going to do our hashtag sprint to the finish, I think. Although we spelled Scentsy on the back of the car wrong, so I got the wrong thing. Okay, she left out a letter.
I know it's there.
And I took the picture behind it. Thank goodness I didn't post it yet. But what I realized is we were trying to give away stuff to take the picture with people, and I was really uncomfortable. Because I don't just walk up to somebody and say, here's a Scentsy catalog, or have you heard of Scentsy, or do you like candles? What I realized is I don't do that. I usually start a conversation, and I'm very outgoing, I can talk to anyone. And at first I didn't talk to anyone because of fear. I was afraid, what they say, false evidence appearing real is what fear is. So you're falsely thinking something's out there. So fear held me back a lot. And again, I said this earlier, I realized that I'm thinking of me, not them. So then I was a little fearful that I would put too much on them and that I'd come on too strong, that I wasn't listening. And so I think, Megan and I were talking last night, sponsoring is a conversation. It's a relationship, and it's not a one-time thing. It's not something that you have a conversation and then they sign up. I mean, there are people who've done that, but majority of my team, and I think I've recruited personally in 4 years probably about 85 people. Last year I hit 18, and I'm at 12 right now for the year, so 14 is the annual mentor award. And that comes from all kinds of different places. Some online, some social media, some at parties, some at events, some at the grocery store, some of referrals. There's not one place that my recruit comes from, because I'm all those places and I'm all those things, or the kids' school or whatever else I'm doing. But it's really a conversation. And it starts with a genuine interest in that other person. So if you feel compelled, there's some reason you need to talk to this person, because you've now prepared your mind, you're ready to receive the people that are out there that need this business. You've got that mindset ready, you got your stuff on, now you're gonna go out and meet people. You need to make it about them. It's not about you. It's nothing about you. They don't care about you, they care about them. What's everybody's favorite topic to talk about? Themselves. So if you wanna become everybody's best friend, let them talk. And what we're going to talk about is and you guys can look this up, there's a lot of training and things like that, but it's called reflective listening. And so you're really listening, we talked about it this morning, you're really listening to understand. You're not sitting there listening to them thinking what your next thing is you're going to say. Figure out how to quiet your mind, there's lots of exercises and things you can do with that. But to me, I'm really, and my friend Becky is the one who kind of taught me this one, curious questions. Get curious about who this person is. Who is this person in front of you? Why are you compelled, like, what is drawing you? Like, I'm looking at this girl's shirt, the Rising Angels. I love that. Like, I'm looking at that and I'm drawn to that. I don't know why, but I tell her, oh my gosh, I love that shirt. I'm really drawn to that, right? Really authentic, put it out there. They may shoot you down, but it's okay. You just put it out there. Ask curious questions that you really are curious about, and then talk less than half the time. So you start a conversation, you say, I really like that shirt, where did you get it? And she answers it, she asks me a question, I answer the question with her, and then ask another question back. I do not go on, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a Scentsy consultant. Scentsy started 10 years ago, and I've been doing it for 4 years, and I love it. And I sell fragrance, and I sell Grace Adele, and I sell a lot, and we do all this stuff, No. The other thing I'm going to, here's a tangent here, because I may forget it later. I've had 2 people do this. Do not give a potential recruit the printed out policies and procedures or a link to our policies and procedures and tell them to read that. That is not the way you sponsor with a bunch of information. If you give a whole bunch of information, diarrhea of the mouth, sorry, I'm going to give you a picture because that's what you're doing. They don't want that. They don't need that, and it's not going to make them sign up. What makes people sign up? Passion, energy, enthusiasm, products, smell, not policies and procedures. It is your job as a sponsor that they know that. Okay, by signing this, you need to read this. If you don't read it right now, let me tell you what it's going to say. No selling on eBay. Don't sell in a store. Don't use Scentsy in your email address. You know what it is. You know the bullets to tell them. And then as you're training them, you train them the policies and procedures. You don't make them go read it before they even sign up, or they'll run the other direction. I had 2 girls do that, and I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, but they wanted information. I'm like, not policies and procedures. Like, really? That was crazy. So just be careful how much information you're giving them. Oh, the comp plan. How do I get paid? Well, here's our comp plan. And you get this, and when you do this, and you start out making 20% of your sales. After you sell 1,000, you get 25. If you sell 2,000 in a month, you get 30%. If you want to go further than that, we sponsor people in our group. End of story. Do not go and explain the entire comp plan to them, especially if they've never been in direct sales. We got a great training on the training center, and so as soon as you sign up, I'm going to sit down with you, and we can sit down and watch that video, because it does a way better job than I do. And it's all the details. Just tell me how much money you want to make, and I'll show you how we can make that. If you're not having a conversation about money, you usually don't start talking comp plan. Just my thought. I have had one girl ask me about the comp plan, and I answered the way I just told you guys. And it kind of, would you like more? No, that's good. Okay. And then next question that I'm asking her. Okay, so that is very important about listening. So making connections, I gotta look at my time. Making connections. So I'm gonna offer you a piece of gum. Do you want a piece of gum? Sure. Do you want a piece of gum? Does everybody want a piece of gum? Sure. Yeah, sure. Okay, come get your piece of gum. You have to hold the first piece though. Chip the first one.
If it was full.
Okay, so sponsoring is like offering a piece of gum. Did everybody in this room walk up here and take one? No. Are some people going to take it and then go put it in their pocket and eat it later? You can't go get something for somebody else. She has to get herself up here and get it. So not everybody took my gum. Do I care? How many times have you offered a piece of gum? You take a piece of gum out and you eat it. Oh, would you like a piece of gum in the airplane? No. Or they take it and they put it in their purse. Do you go home and cry? Oh my God, they took their gum and they put it in their purse. Oh my God, my life is over. It's a piece of gum. It's not about you. It's about the gum. They didn't want the gum right then. Or they're going to eat it later. Or they don't like spearmint gum. Oh, it's green? I don't like green gum. I don't eat anything green. Okay. When you offer a piece of gum, how many of you guys take it personally when they say no? Okay, I want you to think of sponsoring like that. Because why did you offer the gum? You thought they might want a piece. And you let them decide if they wanted it or not. That's it. That's sponsoring. We're done, okay? I want you to picture some of these things that I'm using when you get stressed and when you get frustrated, so you can kind of put yourself out there and see what you're going to do, like as you do. Okay, I love the example.